Figure today we'll go over these charts, right? I'm gonna show these folks how to what up, China? So I'm gonna show people today how I easily find setups to get in and out of a trade. And this is it's probably one of the hardest part to do when it comes to trading. Day trading, swing trading. A lot of people have a hard time finding out exactly when to get in the trade. They don't know what the fuck they looking at when they looking at a chart. So I figured I'd go over this. I was also requested to go over this. So we're going to talk about entry levels and exit levels, right? And we're going to talk about lines of support and resistance because this is the ABCs to trading. It is not rocket science, right? It's not rocket science. So I look at these charts and I simplify this shit down to kitty levels. I promise you, I make it to where a child can understand it, right? Look at these hills. Look at the charts, right? And just pretend that they are hills, those ups and downs. The red part is going up the hill. The green part is going up the hill. The red part is going down the hill. So you want to get in at the bottom of the hill. Let's look at the top left corner. You want to get in at the bottom of the hill and you want to take it all the way to the top of the hill. And you want to get out at the top of the hill. Your money will triple, quadruple by then, right? You get out at the top of the hill. And now if you want to enter another trade, taking it down to the bottom of the hill, look at the bottom right corner and you will see where it says against the grain. Look at the bottom right corner. It says uptrend. That means the stock was rising. The price was rising, right? And then it started going sideways. You probably got scared, but that's not a good spot to get in the trade. You want to wait till this is the bottom right chart we're looking at. You want to wait until it gets all the way to the top level. And it's called the level of resistance. That top line, again, we're looking at the bottom right corner. That top line is called resistance because every time price gets there, the sellers come in and they stop it from keeping going up. They come in and then they bring the price of it down. So that's called resistance. I like to call it a ceiling because if you could jump really high to the moon and shit and you inside your house and if you try to jump, the ceiling would resist you from doing it. That's why I call the resistance the ceiling, and then I call the support level the floor. Because right now, the only thing saving you from falling into the abyss is the floor, right? So that's the level of support. So you want to get in at the level of support and ride it to the level of resistance. It's super easy. It's not complicated at all. I promise. Like you could take $50 and open up an options position. You can take $50 and make a day trade, China. And what you could do is you can take the entry level. Let's look at the top left corner. You can buy in at the entry level and say, I think the price of Nike is about to go up. Let's pretend that the entry level is $100 right there. The price of Nike is $100 right there at the entry level. And you think it's going to go to $150, right? So you say, I think the price is going to go up and you enter at the entry level, meaning that's where you entered at. The price was right there when you bought in. You got out of the trade at the exit before it could go down. Because when it go down, you lost all that money that you just made if you don't get out. You see? So it's called basically a stop loss or a take profit. Your stop loss is going to protect you from losing money. Your take profit is going to help you get the money. You can set an automatic order to where you could walk away from the chart. You don't have to sit in front of the chart and day trade. You can open the position, right, and walk away from the screen after you have set the automatic order for it to automatically sell as soon as you're up $100, as soon as you're up $200. So tonight I want to show y'all how I find my stocks. Like, how do I find what options I want to trade, right? So I go to, let's say we're using Robinhood, and what you want to do is you want to find your watch list, and you want to find a stock that you want to trade, right? So I'm gonna go. Let me see where I'm at. I'm gonna go here. You want to go to the screeners list, and you want to make a screener. You want to go to add filter. This is on Robinhood. After you add a filter, you're going to be given these choices of what filter do you want to add to find the stock that you're looking for to trade. You don't know what you're trading yet. Let's pretend it's Monday morning. You don't know what you want to trade. You're trying to find what to trade. You don't even know what you want to. You don't even know what you want to make money on, right? This is how you find out. You make a screener. Now, I can look at stocks that have the most volume, meaning there's a lot of people trading it. I can look at stocks that have reached their new 52-week high. I can look at stocks that have reached their 1 month relative high or low. Anything I want, I can tailor this screener to show me stocks that I'm looking for. But since I'm day trading, I want to go all the way down to the options section, and you can change the filter base. You can look for options in this screener and just look for only options, right? Like you said, let's say you don't want to buy a whole share of Nike. You want to make money from Nike moving up. So options allows you to make money from the stock without even owning the stock. Let's say the stock costs too much money for you to actually own right now. You don't want to buy a share of it. You just want to make money from it as if you own it. One contract, when you day trading, one contract is 100 shares. So you can buy one contract and it's worth 100 shares of that stock. And they will allow you to make money as if you own 100 shares of that stock. That's what day trading is. These people are literally paying the premium price, like basically they getting 100 shares for the low, borrowing 100 shares. And then when the price of the 100 shares go up $1, they done made $100 or $1,000 in a day, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. So back to the screener. Like you making a screener and you want to find what you want to trade. So I'm gonna go to highest options volume, or I'm gonna go. I want to trade options. I want to trade a stock that got a lot of movement. That's gonna make me a lot of money, right? So I want to look for stocks that have over 1 million people trading it. So I can control the parameters to where it's only going to show me a certain amount of stocks. So this narrowed it down to only 3 stocks. And those 3 stocks were NVIDIA, Tesla, and UNH. So this lets me know that these are going to be the 3. I can either pick one out of these 3 to trade, or I can go ahead and trade all 3. Because according to my screener that I made, these 3 stocks have the most movement in them. And then it gives me a little mini picture of the 1-day chart, basically how the stock is moving within that 1 day, and then the price of the stock. Now, remember, I might not want to pay $340 for a whole piece of Tesla, but I can day trade Tesla and make money as if I own 100 shares just by buying one contract. I can get 10 contracts and make money as if I own 1,000 shares without even owning 1,000 shares. That's the beauty of day trading. So, Merck says Chat GPT never wrong, and that's actually not true. Chat GPT has been wrong. I have corrected it. I correct Chat GPT all the time. It's getting better. Don't get it wrong. AI is getting to a level where we might be able to actually trust it one day. I just seen an interview where Google was saying that AI is basically about to be on the level of an intern or some shit. Like one of their interns is going to be just as smart as a entry-level intern. So, but it's not right now, though. We are smarter than AI. Don't ever think that AI is smarter than you. It's not. But yeah, Chat GPT is good. I prefer Grok. That's Elon Musk shit. But anyways, so I'll look at NVIDIA and I'll say, okay, well, it's trading. Remember the cheat sheet that I was just showing y'all. So remember to look at this chart real quick. I want y'all to take a mental picture of it. Take a mental picture of it. I'm going to go back to here. So when you looking at a chart, you want to find entry levels and exit levels. This is going to be the easiest way you make money. Listen, they selling this information. They charging $1,000 for this information. I'm giving it to y'all right now on my live. Like and follow. That's all I'm asking. You feel me? If you learning something, that's all I'm asking is that you hit the likes and follow me, because it helps me with engagement. Share it too. It helps me continue to do this for y'all, right? So you want to find entry levels and exit levels. This is how you're going to make the money. When you looking at those, and when you looking at these charts, it's only ups and downs. You looking to find a pattern. When you was a kid, a toddler, right? And they gave you the blocks. One of them was a circle, a triangle, a square. The kid that could not put the circle in the circle hole or the square in the square hole, they suck at day trading. The kid that was easily putting the triangle in the triangle hole or finding patterns. Listen, this all it is finding patterns, okay? That's it. If you can find patterns, you will do good in the market. Don't let nobody tell you nothing else. And it's not hard to find a pattern because price action repeats itself. It's something called price structure, y'all. Price structure mean that this shit is not trading on the chart nakedly. Those candlesticks are not moving in a naked formation, meaning they're not all over the chart. It's a pattern to this shit. There's a method to the madness. And if you can figure it out, you'll make a lot of money. Look at the number on the far right side, 135. At that mark, it tanked. When it hit 135, it shot the fuck down, right? All the way down to 132. So I know that sounds like it's only a few dollars, but what I want you to know is that's a lot of money in the day trading world. If you was to enter a position at 135 and say, I think the price of this stock is about to go down $3, that's $3 out of the money. That's a lot of money because somebody said I can't see the numbers. Okay, my bad. It's on the right hand side, but basically that big red drip, the big red drop the heel just looked like it fell off a cliff right there. Where do you enter looking at the chart? Somebody CT says. This is on Robinhood. You can download. I don't know if you got Robinhood already downloaded, but you can download Robinhood, right? And then you can easily just click on the chart and it'll be right there on the right-hand side. I'm not sure if y'all could do it while we on the live together or not, but it's easy. It's not hard. So that's how I find screeners. Okay, that's what's up. You can easily do this on Robinhood, but I just was pointing out that all you looking for is levels of support and resistance. How do I find levels of support and resistance? By looking for the recent high and the recent low. So I want to find spots on this chart where the price rose to the highest level. Right now, I want to find the top of the hill and the bottom of the hill. That's all you're doing. You're finding levels of support and resistance. And Webull allows you to draw on these charts and create these levels of support and resistance so that you can see if it's trading within a range or outside of a range. You see what I'm saying? So if I drew that blue line there, I put that line there because I noticed that every time the price gets there, it bounces off of that line. You using your third eye. Literally, I'm using my third eye to put these lines here. I see the lines with my mind's eye. And then I put the lines there in reality to solidify so I can see it in real life because the price is acting like a ball that bounces off of a floor or bounces off of a ceiling. The ceiling and the floor is support and resistance. So once you get these lines drawn, you can have a clear idea of where the price is going. And you can say, I want to get in here because I noticed that every time it gets here, it drops down. So the dotted lines, they could have been solid. They didn't have to be dotted. I made them dotted just so I can, I knew that wasn't the super low. Like it had got lower than that before. So the dotted lines, I just make them dotted. They don't have to be dotted. They can be solid lines. Just the thing is the lines act as support and resistance levels. They are helping me see how low the stock has dropped and how high the stock has dropped. And when you put these lines there, it help you with figuring out where to get in and get out at. Remember, this is what you want to do right here. This is all you drawing the lines for. When you open up a chart, remember this, you look for the drawing tool. There's a drawing tool on almost all of them. And you find the top of the hill and you mark it. That's called the recent high. And yes, I can go over candlesticks. Give me a second. I got a picture just for that, actually. I can go over candlesticks for you. So you want to find the recent high and the recent low because those are going to be your levels of support and resistance, right? Okay, so I want to find this candlestick picture so I can go over that because I know how hard it is when you first getting started. You don't know what none of this shit mean, right? And then the people they trying to charge you an arm and a leg just to teach it to you. But a lot of this shit is public information, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to you, and it pays to just take your time and go and look it up. You know, it ain't gonna take you no time to go and look this shit up for real. But I got y'all. I'm here to explain it to you and break it down and make it simple for you because I understand. So I got other cheat sheets too for y'all, but let me find this picture for bro so he can understand candlesticks real quick because that's a good question. You know, everybody, I want y'all to know that each candlestick represents a time frame. Each candlestick represents a time frame. If you are on a 1-day chart, each candlestick represents 1 day. If you are on a 5-minute chart, each candlestick represents a 5 minute time frame. Okay. So what you're able to do is you're able to see how time moved, how the price moved within that time frame. Right. And where is it at? Do I even have? I actually got it on my page already. You just might have to go on there and check it out, but because I'm having a hard time finding the actual picture, but I'll explain it to you. It's no problem. The top of the green candlesticks represent the price going up, right? And the red candlesticks represent the price going down. Okay, so when you're looking at a red and green candlestick, you're looking at let's look at this chart right here. Somebody said, I don't know none of this, LL. This is like a foreign language. I'm trying to make it clear to you, though. And what about it is like a foreign language so I can simplify it for you. The green candlesticks are when the price goes up, and you read them from the bottom up. Because when something goes up, it goes up from one level up towards another one. So you got to read it from the bottom up. Right. So if you look at each bar, these are called candlesticks. The top of it, the little skinny line popping out the top or the bottom, those are called candle wicks, right? Like a candle got a wick. The wick represents the high or the low. So remember, I told you, if this is a 5 minute chart we're looking at, each candlestick represents 5 minutes that just went by. So let's look at the C move. So during that 5 minutes, we know that the bottom of the candlestick tells us where the price was at that moment. This is a chart. All charts, man, they used to teach us this shit in school, y'all, when we was writing fucking love notes and playing on our Nokia phone. We was playing the snake game and shit when they was trying to teach us about this shit in school, or on the computer playing shit. We was not paying attention, but I promise you this is what it was for. This type of shit right here. So the XY graphs and all the pie charts and shit was just for this. I'm figuring it out too. But anyways, the top of the candlestick represents the close. The bottom of it is the opening. Like, so if it's 12:35 right now, a whole new candlestick will form on the chart. Well, it's 12:35 where I'm at. But anyways, it's on the 5, 12:35. So another candlestick will form. And on that candlestick, it will be the bottom of it. If the price is going up, it'll be a green candlestick, and it'll start out. Look at the B move. Okay, look at the B move. Right on the right side of that red candlestick is a whole new 5 minutes starting. And then in that 5 minutes, the price did not go up a lot. It just went up a little. The next 5 minutes, the price did not go up a lot. It only went up a little. The next 5 minutes, we got a bigger move. Then the next 5 minutes, it kind of dropped down a lot, but not a lot of volume. See, the thickness of the candlestick shows you how much. So the green represents buyers, the red represents sellers. Let's say you got in this trade at the A move, and then you got out at the C move, and then it's other people that got out at the C move too, which is what's making the price go down. Sellers. So they taking profits. Because if you got in at A and you rolled that bitch to C, you getting out that trade. And if you smart, you're not finna hold it until it goes down, because that's what'll happen. You have to know when to get in and when to get out, which is why mentorship is so important. Like, having somebody to walk you through this is so important, because without it, you are gambling. You are trading in the dark. OK, you are trading in the dark. And if you see a price of a stock go down like SPY did, or like a lot of them did here past in the past month or two, that's your opportunity to get in before it goes back up, because that's what they do, y'all. They go up and down. That's all stocks do. They go up and down. The shit that you can do, 200 in a day, 2,000 in a day, whatever the hell you can afford is what you should be trading with. But March 15th, I think this was Friday, we was eating. It was just like, it was open sesame, open season. So I want to show y'all something, because I really put together a lot of news for tonight. And I'm thinking about what we finna do for Monday, right? We about the money. That's what we here for. We talking about the money. So we look at the news, because the news have effects on the stock market. We don't give a fuck about the news for real. We watch this shit because we know it affects the market. And if they say something and you can get a head start, it could pay your weight in gold to know. Do you recommend the candlesticks or line chart for Robinhood? Me personally, I like the candlesticks because it comes with more information. I need to know what the high is. I need to know what was the highest. How high did this price go at 12:30? How low did it go at 1 o'clock? You see, because tomorrow I'm going to use that and I'm going to take advantage of that information and I'm going to use that information for today. That's how that works. It's called back testing. You look at where it went to see where it's going to go. You look at where it came from to see where it's going to go. CT, yes, I have a Discord. I highly recommend y'all subscribe to me right here on TikTok. If you purchase my subscription, it comes with so much. I will hold your hand. I'm going to make sure you become a profitable trader. I will also give you entry to the Discord for free, but the full premium package is what you want. I'm telling you, I could turn 50 into 5,000. The 50 into 5,000, 50 into 5K. We just did we're doing another one. We're doing a $500 to $10,000 challenge right now in the Discord. We just started last week and we already at 1,500. It's not a game, but it's doing small trades. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it is. A lot of people charge you by the month, CT. They want you to pay them every month. Mine is a one-time entry fee. But I don't want to talk about that because I'm not here to sell nothing. Inbox me DT and I give you CT and I give you the details because I'm not here to sell nothing. I don't want people to, they run when they hear you starting to give them your package plan and shit. You feel me? They get the hell on. And I really want to teach. I really want them to learn because when I help them make money, then they'll come back. They gonna forever remember me. They gonna be like, man, that dude that taught me something and I learned something from, I made $1,000 today. They come back. A lot of people do. They come back. And I've been rubbing elbows with, 6-figure, 7-figure people since I started teaching it. And you'll be amazed how many rich people need your help. It's people out there that got way more money than you do, but they need your help. You see what I'm saying? So I don't ask for money. I don't get caught up in asking for money, but I appreciate you for asking. That shows you get free entry just for that. I'm letting you in for free. Don't even worry about the $50 because I got something to prove, and that's that I can teach you. I can get you caught up to speed. Now, Dick's bought Foot Locker. I'm looking at Foot Locker like, is the price of Foot Locker about to go down or up? It's fishy right now. We really don't know because Dick's Sporting's good. Y'all know what Dick's is. Y'all done been in that store before. They bought Foot Locker, right? And this the fucked up part. So if you owned shares of Foot Locker, they talking about giving them folks $24 in cash, or so if your one share of Foot Locker gonna turn into basically less than one share of Dick's. Pause. But still, come on, bro, chill, bro. Dick's wrong for that. They wrong for that. I don't think that's okay. I don't want, if I got a share of Foot Locker, and this is why the price rose like it did. Overnight, the price went from $12 to $24. We didn't get in on that because it was like an insider trade. You see what I'm saying? Big money understood that shit was finna happen. Like the hedge funds, they knew that shit was finna happen. What's up, Charlie Cap? They knew that shit was finna happen. So they got to buy a lot of shares at $12, right? Let's say you got $100 and you bought 10 shares of Foot Locker when it was $12. You got $120. You bought 10 shares. When it goes up to $24, your money doubled. Let's say you bought $1,000. What is this? Why it spiked? It spiked because this is Foot Locker stock, and it spiked because Dick's bought Foot Locker in a 2.5. Is that billion? I can't see. Yeah, in a 2.5 deal, right? Yeah, and then the shares move in the pre-market. So before we get a chance to get in, it did that. Then that was the whole day. I bought a call. Basically, I said, I think the price is going to go up. And it didn't. It traded sideways the whole day. And when a stock trades sideways like this, it is a breakout that's about to come. It's about to break out to one side. It's about to do something. So look at the bottom right hand. Look at the bottom right against the grain. Look at the bottom right. You see where it say uptrend? You see where it say swing low? Right there where it's trading sideways at, right before it gets to the level of resistance and comes back down to the swing low. That's where Foot Locker is at. I really see Foot Locker taking the fuck off to another level of resistance. But it's that deal is not set in stone, so I don't get caught up in it. I just wanted to share that with y'all so y'all can add it to your watch list. Add Foot Locker to your watch list, meaning keep your eyes on it. And then you can set alerts on it and say that, okay, if Foot Locker rises above $23, I want to know. If Foot Locker drops below $23, I want to know, Christian, because I'm buying puts on Monday. I bet the price of this shit going down, right, Christian? So I need to set alerts to let me know that is I will not trade if I do not get the alert, y'all. That way I'm not trading. So I'm gonna set the alert at the entry levels. I know my entry levels because they are levels of support and resistance. I drew the lines on the chart where the stock dropped the lowest today and where it dropped the highest today. And then I zoomed out to the weekly chart and draw where the lines I draw where the price dropped on the weekly on the and where they rose on the weekly and do it on the monthly too. So now I got monthly levels of support and resistance. I got weekly levels of support and resistance. I got daily levels of support and resistance. Why is this going to help me? Because it's going to give me entry and exit levels. It's going to help me get in and out of a trade. And the best part about it is if it's not going in the right direction, y'all, if it's not going in the right direction, I can get out of the trade before I lose all of my money. I can get out of the trade before I lose half my money. I can get out of the trade before I lose a third of my money, right? I don't care if I put $100,000 on the trade. If I'm down $10, I can get the fuck out. So it ain't about, it's about risk management because you're going to lose. You're going to be wrong. It ain't about right or wrong. It's about buy or sell, entry or exit. That's it. Thinking of a few weeks, very healthy to give back a few percentage off that move, says Christian. I do think that it's an overbought situation with Foot Locker and that they are going to drop some. I'm not buying calls, Dominic. I'm doing a swing. I'm doing a swing on Foot Locker to drop by, I don't know. I'm going to do a strangle strategy so I can get paid whether it go up or down. You see, I got strategies that will get you paid whether it goes up or down. I didn't create the strategy, but I can show you how to do it. I can show you how it's done. Look, I'll show you. I did it last week on UNH and on AMD and was making money no matter what direction it went in. Let me show you. Let me show you what that looked like when you making money either direction because you don't care. You don't know if the price going to go up or down. But you're going to, there's still a way to capitalize without knowing if the price is going to go up or down, though. You don't have to know. You can do a strangle and you're going to get paid whether that bitch going up or down. Oh, my God, it ain't showing because I ain't do the screenshot right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I got to do better, y'all. Anyways, you can make money either way. Join the Discord if you want access to that type of information. Like that is advanced information. Anyways, maybe that's the energy trying to tell me not hold back on that. But we got Tesla. That's what we finna talk about next, y'all, because you're going to make some money on Tesla. Tesla prints. It fucking prints. I'm talking about you all you got to do is say, I bet Tesla going up. And it usually does. And in the stock market, you only got to be right 4 times out of 10. Yeah, it is. The link might not be expired. You can check out. But like I said, CT, all you got to do is inbox me the word Discord. And here in 15 minutes when I end the show, I'll send it to you. So with Tesla, we looking at a situation where it's going to always go. If you can't afford Tesla, I can't say it's going to always go up. But when it go down, that's your opportunity to get in for it to go up. Remember, you want to catch everything when it's down. Look at the top left. You see how the entry level is after the price dropped? Don't be a fucking dummy that get in at the entry level, right? And it's at the top and now the shit then dropped down. The only way the top should be your entry level is if you are entering a put. I repeat, if the price is at the top of a hill, and how do you know if it's at the top of a hill? How do you know it's not going to keep going up? You don't know the length of that hill until it starts to come down and you're able to draw the line of support or resistance. Those lines help you understand where the bottom and the top of the hill is. Yeah, JB, you late to class. Where your hall pass at? No, I'm just playing. But no, for real though, these levels of support and resistance will help you understand where to get in and out of the trade. What's a put? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I apologize. A call is when you think the price is going to go up. A put is when you think the price is going to go down. Okay. Good question. Very good question, CT. Thank you for asking that question. For any of y'all that don't know, this is what I use. I call my friends up, right? And I put my enemies down. So call up, put down. Call up, put down. Okay. So there's other things, but you should just focus on the call and the put for now, because that's just up or down. It's just super simple. And you use the chart to help you know when it's going up or down. You don't just say, I think. You can look at the chart, and then you look at news, information. Information helps. This says one man fucks 8 billion people. I'm sorry. I got to be careful what I say, because I keep forgetting where I'm at. But nah, Jerome Powell did us bogus. Jerome Powell did us bogus on Friday, y'all. That's where that came from. He really did, Drip. Nah, we grown, but TikTok be forgetting it. You feel me? TikTok forgets we grown. But nah, he really did that. I thought that was a funny meme, because he really did, though. All he had to do was say some shit, and then, but it wasn't even Jerome Powell. It was Moody's. They did something with the credit and said that United States credit is kind of like, not good right now. And that shit made the stock start tanking after like a 4-day streak. You see what I'm saying? We had like a good 4 days. But next week, look at how many speeches there are for Monday and Tuesday. Why do I give a fuck about the speeches? Because every time a speech happens, we get paid. Good or bad. Huh? You should be tracking this shit, not because you give a fuck about Fed Logan's speech or Fed Williams' speech or Jefferson's speech or I don't care about none of these motherfuckers. I don't even know who they is. I don't even watch the speeches. I look at the chart and pay attention to the time. And because I know that the price is moving for a certain reason. Drip said Bostic is a mover. He knows. Do you know why that is? It's because they can get on that speech and say some shit like, we're going to raise the price of oil. And or they might say, we just gave a microchip deal to Palantir. And next thing you know, the price of Palantir going to go up, which is a microchip company. Or, I don't know, the speech might come out and say McDonald's has just had a recall on their double cheeseburgers. The fuck you think finna happen to the McDonald's stock? You feel me? Like, I pay attention to the news because this is why you see the old men back in the day. They used to sit up, the old rich white man, rich black man, rich anybody, upper class people used to sit up and read newspapers. They wasn't reading a fucking newspaper because they cared. We have a Discord server where we give option singles every day right here at the Money Magnum Militia. All y'all got to do is go in my inbox or inbox me for that Discord, and I'll give it to you. It's plain and simple. Yeah, so pretty much you want to pay attention to news. That's going to help you out. And we also got a situation where I set alerts. It lets me know when something on the news, on the move, I set alerts. But in order for me to also find what stock I want to trade, I get on Webull, okay? Because Webull is a good place to do this at. You want to go to the home center, and you want to find the options place. Explain that dip after hours on Friday. No, I just did, Mike. It comes from the credit, the Moody's, some shit named Moody's. He lowered our credit rating from AAA to AA2 or some shit, right? And I barely know what that means. I just know it's basically trying to say America just dropped from a 700 credit score to a 600 credit score. That's what it feel like. Bro, has there ever been this many speeches? Have you seen this? Is this common? Not this is a weird time to be in the market, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He said, no, I'm saying explain what happened Friday. I just did, bro. Like, for real, that's what happened. I think it's called Moody's, right? It's an institution or some shit. They're a fucking fraud. But your credit rating, your credit score, like, it's bullshit. Just look up Moody's lowered credit ratings for America. That's all you got to do is Google that, right? But just for the sake of the show, go on Webull, and you want to go to the option center, and you want to right here is circled so that you can see what it looks like. And then what you want to do is you want to find you will see this, and it'll be you scroll down to the place where it says top options or unusual options activity. And as you can see, the top 3 on this list on Webull actually matched up with the same 3 that I got on Robinhood, because my parameters are the same. I'm looking for stocks that have stock options to trade that have the highest options volume, meaning a lot of people trading this. Where can we get the latest speeches and news? Yes, Yahoo Finance. You can download CNBC. They have a good app that give you alerts like this, drop them. But if you really want to be on point, download Twitter. I'm so serious. It's called X. I am so serious because X is the new news. You can find out shit on X faster than you can on the news. It's how you stay in the mix. I know I didn't care and don't care about the news. I'm only using it because it's for monetization. It's for commercial reasons. It has nothing to do with me actually caring about the news, right? And no, you don't follow everyone. You follow Trump and you turn your notifications on. Like you follow Elon and you turn your notifications on. You follow Jerome Powell. You follow you can find good users on there that give good information, and it is a lot of information. It is overwhelming, but you got to find a way to read between the lines and take it with a grain of salt. You got to, though, because we live in the age of information, and your brain is a computer. And you need to be computing all this. You just need to compute it all. You need to take it all in because it's data that's going to help you make a very good decision. It is every single piece of information that you read or every video you watch is making you a better trader. So you will not make stupid decisions once you have all this shit all this meat you putting on your head. So it says, right. Right. I do get what you're saying about the news and the speech is good because that's pretty much what helps me understand what to trade. Like if Tesla have some people with spray painting Cybertrucks, and at the same time, the stock of Tesla was going down. Do you think UNB finally going to, you talking about UNH? Do I think UNH going to finally go back up? They having a lawsuit right now. Why do I know that? Because I'm paying attention to the stock. I don't care about the company. UNH is United Health, right? They got a lawsuit right now. So I hope they keep going down. But if they don't, it's 287 is cheap, y'all, compared to where it's about to go back up to. If it is going back up, $287 is cheap. That means if you have $2,870 and you want to turn it into $4,000, you should spend it all on UNH, right? But that's not financial advice. I'm just giving you an example because when they go back up to 4, your money will too, but it won't be in the hundreds. So if you buy one share, let's say you bought one share of UNH for $287, and then the price go up to $487, you only made $200. But if you bought, let's say 3,000 to round it up, right? You bought $3,000 worth. Now you can make a good amount of money when it moves, right? So that's why you want to buy more shares. But let's say you don't want to buy shares. You just want to trade it. You can say, I think UNH will go back up to $400. And if it does, you will make that same $4,000, right? And you only had to pay a premium. You did not have to pay the full price. And you can pick when it's going to happen. And if you write about when it's going to happen, you're really getting paid. You can do this from your phone, right? Yeah. I do use my laptop, but I don't trade from my laptop because it's shitty. It's old. I need to buy another one. I trade from my cell phone because I want it to be fast. I want to press sell and then my order gets filled. And as far as taxes, good question. You asking great questions. It is a situation where you have short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. Okay. Marcelli, I'll show you again in a second. Let me explain the taxes real quick. When you hold a position for a loss, that is tax deductible. When you close a position for a gain, that is also going to be in your taxes. And Robinhood and Webull, all of them, they give you like statements at the end of every month. They give you statements at the end of every year, and you can download these and give them to your tax advisor or whatnot. But there are ways. Some brokers charge you right up front for that interest. Some of them charge you at the end of the year for that tax or whatever. So it's a preference thing. If you open up a Roth or IRA account, then they match whatever you invest, and it could be tax free depending on how you do it. You by the time you're 60, you can withdraw it all and be tax free, or you can pay taxes on it right up front. So yeah, it is a situation where you should pay attention to taxes, because they do ask for your social security number. Any broker you go to, any website you go to, they're going to ask for that, because you make money. They're expecting you to make money, and Uncle Sam want they cut. How do you custom screener? So yeah, I'll go over it one more time, but I just did for everybody. I don't want to make them bored. I'm gonna go over it quick, y'all. Don't leave. Let me show him real quick too. You go to Robinhood, you find screener, and then I like to go for the options. I'll scroll all the way down to the options, and I'll click on high options volume, and I'll make sure they got over 1 million, right? And then when I find the one that got over 1 million, I know what I want to trade, because I know it's gonna have a big move, or at least a $5 to $10 move. So a Roth IRA is a good thing to open, yes, because you want to, while you're day trading, it's going to ask you, do you want an individual account or a Roth account? You want to do both, because you're going to have a little fun, and with your investing account, you're going to do a little investing, but your Roth is for the long term. Those are the stocks you do not touch. They also match you 1% to 3%, depending on what brokerage you use. They'll match it. They'll give you some money with the money that you're putting in there, especially if you're not going to take it out and you're going to leave it in there for years. It's going to grow interest, and you're not going to touch it. You're going to leave it alone so you can retire with something, because a lot of us just now getting started on these IRA accounts, these independent retirement accounts. A lot of us have 401ks or our job's been doing it for us, and we don't even know it. Your job has been taking money and investing it for you in certain stocks or ETFs, and you didn't even know it. And you can tell your job, "Hey, I want those, and I want them now, and I want to control over my IRA." So you can take it all out, you can sell it or whatever, blah blah blah. So keep that in mind when you trade, and to invest the gains. Like, you shouldn't be making hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, and you're not buying stocks outright too. Investing in the long term. See, you can't just be a short term person. You need to be a long term legend, right? So I've been looking at a lot of stuff lately, and so we had a tornado recovery story that came out today. U-Haul offers like free. They was giving out free storage units in 3 states because of so I'm thinking like U-Haul is something that you should add to your watch list too, right? U-Haul has been around since I was a child. And it ain't went nowhere. It's not going nowhere. As long as people moving around and shit, it's a great company. And I think that they should have been innovative and more. I mean, they could have been more innovative. They could, like Amazon, they got new Sprinter vans and shit. Why the fuck when I rent a U-Haul, it's still busted and disgusted? Like, come on now. They should have GPS systems in them U-Hauls as long as they've been open. But anyways, it's a good stock to add to your watch list. And so we looking at FedEx. I'm looking at FedEx like this is a good buy, because obviously it has dipped. Somebody said when I hit my next goal of 10K, I was finna take some profit. Well, what was your last goal, Marcel? That's a good idea to take some profit. When you do, it would also be a good idea to reinvest the profits. But I've been looking at, these are some stocks on my watch list. Y'all might want to add them to y'all watch list, because whenever you got a watch list like this and mostly everything is green, it means you're picking good stocks, right? We got Webull, but sometimes the market is just doing good, and don't let that shit get to your head, because the market's just doing good, and we literally in good times, and it has nothing to do with your choices. It was just, everything is just doing good. And in those type of times, it's very easy to make money, right? Because it's only going in one direction. One directional markets are fucking a unicorn, though. So, but when you get in a market like that, like we've had times like that, these recoveries, like the recovery from COVID in 2022, we had one. In 2020, we had one. In 2015, in 2006, there was a market crash. Every time there's a recession and people are freaking out, there's a whole nother group of people that don't give a fuck, because they are investing. They are buying them. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Airbnb is $138 a share for one piece. Like, let's say a recession happens and it brings the price of all the stocks down to 50%. 50% drop on all the stocks in the market. So now where we was going to have to pay $138 for one share of Airbnb, we'll now only have to spend about what, $68 and some change, right? For one share. So we should be happy when stocks drop. It gives you the opportunity to buy in at a cheap price. CT says, man, a lot of information for sure, but it's vital. It's vital information, and if you stick with me, I'll spoon feed it to you if it's too much. I don't gotta, I ain't trying to kill nobody or nothing with over information, but I'm sorry that it's overwhelming, but I'll keep it coming. It ain't gonna stop. I can tell you that much. Stocks dropping Monday after the Moody's rating drop. Stocks dropped already. Run up a ticket. I think that's already priced in, and I am not entering any puts. But Monday, run up a ticket. I wait until 9:30 when the market opens, and I can see where the price is going, and I go with the trend. I don't guess. I go off of what it's doing. I wait until it's hitting my levels of support and resistance. I also have ringers that go off on my phone whenever it hits levels of support and resistance. No, for sure, CT. That's what I meant, though. Like, I need to be able to separate this shit into, my master class is going to be separated like that. Like, one day going to be for the rookies. The next day it'll be more of an intermediate. You feel me? And I'm building a team. You'll see that once you join the Discord. So, I got different sections in there for people that's just starting. I got sections in there for people that's been in the game for a while now. And then I'm also a student in the game, too. I can't teach anything unless I learn it, right? So it's each one teach one. Now, I use alerts on my phone to help me know when I'm telling you the important parts, right? This shit is not meant to be told. I hope some of these people taking notes, because I don't ask for nothing. And there'd be people out here asking for thousands of dollars for this information. And I need to be asking for some, because a Mac Mini costs $600. It don't even cost a lot. But I'd like that $600 to go towards buying power. I done turned the $600 into $1,200 4 times and could have done it. You know what I mean? So that's not the point. The point is, this is an asset to me. It's like me being able to teach is I'm monetizing this, right? And I want to be able to help people. So I want to start there. So if y'all can pay attention, then y'all will make a lot of money in this market. That Trump is actually a part of the reason why it's happening. So I'm not bragging I don't care about who's president. I'm not caught up on the red or the blue, the left or the right. I care about money, right? So what I'm looking at is the fact that when he got in office, shit was at its all-time high. Literally in January and February, if you look at any chart, everything was high, right? Everything was high. Trump get in office, and next thing you know, everything starts to tank, and it's tanking, and they blaming it on the tariffs, right? But my thing is, without the tariff talk, the prices of everything would still be high. So I noticed that really the tariff talk can really just be like a tool that they're using to raise the market up or down. What are you asking for as far as the price? I'm not asking for any price, Mr. Peabody. I am asking for nothing. I want you to pay attention. I want you to spend time, right? I know some people like, what type of jackass don't ask for money? Nah, you gonna get mine. I'm gonna get mines. But if you get yours, when you get yours, I know I'm gonna get mine, right? That's how I operate. Inbox me Discord, and I'm gonna send y'all to Discord for spending time and for paying attention. You have already paid for your entry. That's all you had to do. Now, this is a bullish pennant. When you see this pop up on the chart, it lets you know what's finna happen next. These are called chart patterns. These help. I'm telling you, all you got to do is be able to recognize a pattern, and you're going to get paid. It's not hard. This shit is not rocket science. It's not. People make it that, and then they try to make it that way so that you pay them $1,000 to teach you some shit that you really could have got on Google, not even Google, Chat GPT, like we was talking about. Shit, because people really said, fuck Google and move to Chat GPT. Real talk, though. Like, that's really the new move. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. But I got these setups to where, so look at this chart right here. Do you call out the patterns? Yes, I give call outs, I give signals, but my thing is I don't give out fish. You asking me do I call out the pattern? It's like asking do I give out fish? I don't give out fish. I teach people how to fish. So yeah, I'll call out the pattern, but I want to show you how to find the pattern so you can do it on your own when I'm not around. So you see what I'm saying? So you ain't got to depend on me to keep giving you patterns or nobody to give you patterns, Mr. Peabody. You're going to be able to spot them out of nowhere just like that when I'm done with you, right? So let's look at this chart right here. And it's not really a chart. This is an example. I want you to pay attention because when the chart is moving right before A is doing some shit like that, and when you see A, this is where the rookies get in. What's your win rate of trading just patterns? Well, I have a 40% win rate. And I hope you know that that's all I need to be profitable. It's really 37% win rate. That's it. And I'm profitable. I know, Fuddy, I thought that was bad at first, but no, nobody wins half of the time. Nobody wins all the time. Right? That's all you need. You only got to be right 4 times out of 10 in this market. You can be wrong a whole month straight and then be right for the rest of the year. So don't ever let don't ever let this shit get you down. You're never gonna get you out. Never gonna get you down. Looking at it. All right, so look, when you see A pop up on the chart, you don't get in right there. That's where the rookies get in at. They buy in at the top, and then when the price starts to drop at B, they're mad, and then they sell, and next thing you know, the price goes up on C, and they got out. They got out already at B for a loss of money because they didn't have no hair on. No, I ain't gonna say that because they weren't encouraged. They were encouraged the cowardly dog. Don't be scared, right? You gotta be a big daddy, big mama. You know what I'm saying? In the market. Now, what you want to do is you want to see A, and when you see A go up like that, you wait for B. You wait for B because B is a higher low. B is a higher low. It means when it got to B, it didn't drop as low as it was where it came from. So that means it's in an uptrend. I hope y'all paid attention to that part. That means it's in an uptrend. All right, let me find the second part. 1 second. So now you understand why you want to wait. You want to wait because this makes it a high probability trade. The chances of it going up after B is higher than it was the first time around. See, you got in at A and didn't know that it was about to drop. You have to anticipate that drop. That's what's going to help you stay profitable. So I want to look at, so A, we got a Fed announcement, and that's what drives that up. I'm just giving you an example. So the Feds would announce something, right? And then we would get a spike in price action. Okay. So then when the spike in price action happens, you notice that it rose. Now I want to show you what happens after that so you can get an idea of what you want to look for throughout the week. If you see this, if you hear news come out, you want to pay attention to the charts. This was somebody special requested me to talk about charts tonight. And so that's what we're doing. Now we got the Fed announcement. We got Powell's speech starts. Right after the Fed announcement, this shit really happened. It really went down like this. And that news alone, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate the gifts, JB. Thank you so much. So yeah, once it happens, it shoots up. It shoots up from B. Right after the speech, it starts to shoot up. Once I go up to here, and I want to show you something real quick after that, the next part of it. So now you know news makes the prices jump. You just need to be ready. So after the speech happened, we know what happens at C. And so the previous key level of support was before B. We'll have a whole nother level of support after C. When after the stock price rises, you don't use the same lines anymore because it created a whole new trend. Sometimes the trend is not going in a straight line, you know. I'll use this as an example, the Tesla daily chart. And this is from last week. The bottom one, the neckline, the bottom two, and then where I have it circled is the breakout. Let's talk about bottom one. We just came, this is just after the price dropped down and it reached the bottom And then when the price rose up to that neckline, we didn't know it was a neckline yet. It became a neckline when the price dropped down to bottom two, and it rose back up to that first top of, and it rose back up to the neckline. And it's like an imaginary ceiling there. It was an imaginary ceiling there. So one would enter a short position there thinking that the price was finna go back down. But if you had awaited, you see that candlestick where I got circled that broke above the neckline, that is a clear indicator that the price is about to rise. That's a clear indicator that the price is about to go up. That's your indication. That's your signal right there. Like, yo, this shit is not following the range no more. Or it could be something called a false breakout. Dum, 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 looking at. A false breakout is where they trick you. This shit happens. This will pop up on the chart and you'll think it's about to break out to the upside. So you'll enter a call and this will tank. It'll shoot straight down. I'm trying to help y'all from losing money, man, for real. Like, you do not want to, not know this shit and go into the market just blindly trading because they don't give a fuck about how you feel. They really don't. They will get your money. You will be what they call market liquidation. They just going to get your money. He asked, do I fuck with crypto? This is Pepe coin. I don't like crypto. I don't even like talking about it. But Pepe coin is less than $1. It's less than a penny, everyone. All poor people and middle class people, if you want to be rich, we all should have this is not financial advice. We all should just buy Pepe coin because it's cheaper than a penny. And if it goes to $1, you'll be a millionaire. I just bought 1 million pieces for like $13. You can get 1 million pieces of this shit for $13, right? So, and it shoots the fuck up to a penny. It's less than a penny. If it goes to a penny, you're going to be good. You ain't going to be rich. You're going to be comfortable. But no, you're going to be rich. For real, you're going to be straight. I mean, 1 million ain't even $1 million no more. Did y'all know, and this is easy maths, that in order for you to be a millionaire, you only need to make $1,000 1,000 times? Wow. That means we've already spent millions. I know we have. Everyone in this chat has spent $1,000 1,000 times, right? And if you want to be a billionaire, you just need to make $1 million 1,000 times. But once I crunched the numbers down like that and was like, wait a minute, that's it? That's not far-fetched. That's not hard to do. You see what I'm saying? Uber is a good play. Add it to your watch list. I guess, LOL, I'm not thinking that far out. Baby steps. Yes, this is baby steps. Like, it is baby steps. That's how I look at it. Like, it's not something. Matter of fact, I don't even set goals. I do not set goals. I set activities. I set activities because it's going to, I need to make sure it gets done. I'm not, goals are cool and all, but I like activities because I'm active. Saying we've all spent $1,000 1,000 times is insane. No, I know it. I'm pretty sure you have. You just don't. They have found a way to trick us to where we don't even know we spend that much money. We don't even know we spend. And specifically my cousins and brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and shit, they don't realize that they the number one spenders in the country, buying real Balenciaga, real Fendi, real Gucci, real Cartier, and bitch, we not rich. Real Dior, real Fendi, going on vacations, paying out of their pockets, and can't tell you what a tax write-off is. They ain't never wrote off a fucking trip. Meanwhile, the rich guy owes $400,000 on his house, and this a middle class motherfucker. Own $400,000 on their house, write off everything, write off their lunch, write off their gas. They car is a business car, so it's a write off too. They light bill is come on, stop playing. All right, don't get me talking about finances and shit in here. Real talk. But I'm gonna wrap it up. That's enough for the show. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I don't want to get overwhelmed or nothing. Y'all follow me, okay? Follow me. I'm gonna do this every night for y'all. Follow me. We gonna lock in, gang. We gonna lock in, chat. You hear me? And inbox me Discord. I'm gonna give y'all the Discord. You welcome, CT. You welcome, Waiter. I appreciate y'all for being appreciative. Right? Thank you. Hey, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow.